All right, let's talk about why you got to get weekly properties. I had a gate here that I measured wrong or couldn't get in, and then I got another weekly right here I got through the gate with no problem. So let's talk about it. All right, so the first thing, let's talk about how to get weekly properties because when I first started, I didn't understand it, I didn't know, and a lot of the people I first was introduced to were bi-weekly customers. And it took me a while until I first started getting people to say, hey, I want my yard cut weekly. And once I started getting on some of those weekly yards, I started seeing it and start understanding it more when I started doing weeklies. It became less stress on the mower. It became less stress on me when I'm getting to my yards. And I could actually move more quicker and efficiently and add on more people. Bi-weekly yards, when you come to it, it's going to be more work if it's been raining in between time a lot. So how to get weekly customers? You have to stop offering bi-weekly service. I quit offering it. Anybody that calls and wants an estimate now, first thing I say is weekly service. I offer weekly service. If they say bi-weekly, I make the price where it's almost weekly service. Don't offer bi-weekly anymore. Start offering nothing but weekly. Now, I do take on bi-weekly yards, but they're not a lot of work at all. All right, got a new weekly customer. That's what I had to clean up right there. And he's been very satisfied. We ain't even got started in the season yet. So, hoping to keep him on. He's right around the corner, like I say. Hold on, guys. I got a tarp about to blow out. Boy, make sure you got everything strapped down straight. Safety first. You hate to have a tarp blow out, go on somebody's windshield, and now they can't see and cause something to happen. So let me get this tarp straight. I'll get right back in here. Now, here's an example of a weekly customer. She's been with me going on 4 years now. And card on file. Makes it so convenient. Me and her was having a talk about some things. She won't be able to be at the residence this year a lot, but she's gonna have somebody checking on the home. But I don't have to worry about getting paid. Card on file. Weekly customer. She's a corner lot. Sometimes I can ride by this property and I will not do it because I try to, if the yard doesn't need mowing, I will skip sometimes. And guys, I've had times when I skipped and she calls me and she's like, hey, I was on schedule this week, wasn't I? Weekly customer. Now, the way that a weekly customer treats you compared to a bi-weekly customer is night and day. You actually get appreciated more. With the price of everything now, you could just blame it on the war. That's exactly what's going on. And it's justifiable. And it's what you better be doing. So all my new customers, new clients, anybody coming in, you got to have your price set before you go out the door every day. Like, say to myself, this is what I got to have. This is what it's got to be. And you can't negotiate it. And you got to say this every day before you go out the door. I just filled up this morning. The mowers are costing more once again. Like I said, the trucks is going to cost more once again. And if your route not tight, you really going to be costing. So this morning I got one that's way out. You got one that's on the other side. But the one that's on the other side, I told them, I've already done a property with them. They got 2 properties. So I'm actually going to do a cleanup for them. So this is like me justifying going to do that. So I said make it justifiable. It's justifying for me to go do that across the way that I got to go do. And so as soon as I do that cleanup for them, I got to go back and I got to do the weekly mow on the property I just did a cleanup for them on. So make sure you're getting them prices right this year. It's no way that you can even be in my area, it's no way you can be a $50 guy no more. It really has to go up now. You really should be like $75 a cut type thing. $70 a cut. Get yourself up to 100 fast. So that's just what you got to do to make sense right now of it. And man, we're gonna get to some of these properties today. I got a long day.
it's that time when the work is like almost double this time of the season. So, all right, so I don't know if y'all ever had that, man. I measured the gate at the property, but for some reason, if you've seen on the video, the gate has a little spot where I can't get through. So 48-inch gate, 48-inch more, usually when I measure it, I'm right. For some reason, it wouldn't fit. So gave her a super discount because I couldn't fit in the backyard. So I super discounted it. It's a good thing about having card on file. You know, I can super discount it, knock off a price, still get paid, and get to the next job. So let's get back out here, get to grinding some more, and we'll talk about it some more.
Okay, I couldn't get in the gate, but I'm not taking on this yard anyway as a weekly. This is one of her rental properties. She wants me to just come over here, do a small cleanup, card on file, got to adjust it for her. So get over here for her, handle this one, and then I'm going back to go handle her other property for the weekly mowing. Guys, weekly mowing customers.
All right, about to be back 80 degrees today, so I'm gonna tell you why weekly is the goal too. Weekly's the goal because when it gets hot, those weekly maintained yards, they gonna be way easier to handle when that heat get to turning up outside than having those 2-week yards. Like I say, if it gets to raining or something, and then your 2-week yard is running out. So yeah, weekly. If you can get everybody on weekly, that's what you be shooting for. So let me get over here. I need to get some gas and probably grab me a sandwich, man. I ain't gonna lie. So let me holler at you in a second.
All right, now, this is another weekly customer once again. Now, it's so funny with this customer right here because this is a special. The yard across the street I used to do, I ended up losing them early on. One of my first customers. Now, here we go fast forwarding. This is another weekly customer that's been with me going on 4 years now. Call her, tell her, hey, ready to get back started? It's no problem. Card's been on file 4 years. Let's go. Guys, if I skip a cut, she calls me. Another thing with the weekly mowing, she has children. So in her backyard, she really wants to get that yard taken care of every week because snake problems. Man, guys, little stuff like that, selling point right there. You tell somebody, hey, somebody maybe want 2 weeks. You tell them, hey, the reason why I got out of 2 weeks, is having some of my customers, snake issues, little things like that. Guys, it's less stress on the mower. Once again, it's actually better on the grass to be cutting the grass weekly. You have to learn deck height also when it comes to weekly mowing. That's one of the things that I did not know when I first started. I didn't know anything about deck height. I would just drop the deck, scalp the yard. That was me. You live and you learn. Weekly mowing. This is going to be the final thing that really you want to hear. Weekly mowing equals more recurring revenue. You want to know what you're making every week. Bi-weekly yards are cool, but the more weekly schedules you get to building up, you're going to get to getting rid of some of those bi-weekly customers. You're going to see it doesn't make sense anymore. You'll be on these weekly yards. They're easy to maintain. This is my first time, like I say, back on this property for the year. It's always going to be harder the first time getting back on. It's more cleaning up. But once we get this weekly route back cranked up, easy maintenance. Your yards can go from maybe 20 minutes to cutting down to maybe 10. That's how it goes. Or it could go from 30 minutes to 20. Now, weekly mowing. Make sure you got the proper equipment, guys. Each yard is going to be different. You've seen one yard, I tried to get the 48 in, I measured it wrong. Actually, when I measured that gate is in Illinois. I can be in Illinois in maybe 6 or 7 minutes. All the gates are different in Illinois from Kentucky. or where I'm at in Kentucky. Most gates, you got your 48, you're getting through there no problem. This is a 61 backyard, getting through it with no problem. So, weekly mowing equals more revenue. Weekly mowing equals less stress on your equipment. Weekly mowing equals less stress on you, less wear and tear on you. You want to be property maintenance. You don't want to be just the lawn guy. You want to be lawn care maintenance. They're seeing you every week. If you like videos like this, guys, I'll leave some up here in the corner. Stop offering bi-weekly. Tell them, hey, I'll set you up for weekly service.